Fort Charles was a city of shadows and whispers, a place where secrets never stayed buried for long, and on this particular day, the stakes had never felt higher. Across town, across apartments, attics, and bars, love, danger, and deception wove together in a tense, breathtaking tapestry. It began with Emma Scorpio Drake stepping through the door with a weight on her shoulders that seemed almost visible. The news about her mother, Anna Devane, was heavy, even unbearable, yet Emma carried it with quiet strength. She had tried to see Anna in France, to reach her in the clinic, but the doctors had forbidden it, insisting that Anna's fragile mental state could not endure visitors. Still, Emma had found a way to watch from afar, glimpsing her mother in the serene garden, a picture of peace she barely allowed herself to enjoy. The relief was fleeting, for Emma's heart ached to hold Anna, to tell her she was not alone. Meanwhile, in the dim light of Carly Spencer's attic, tension crackled like static. Carly and Valentin Cassadine faced an unexpected complication. Lucas Jones had uncovered Marco Rios's involvement in Jen Sidwell's dirty dealings. Lucas, protective and unyielding, would never allow Carly anywhere near Sidwell, making their mission to gather information almost impossible. Carly wanted desperately to come clean to Lucas to lay it all out, but Valentin's fear was sharper, a knife edge of caution. If Lucas learned the truth, Marco would inevitably hear it, and Sidwell would know everything. He implored Carly, if she ever told Lucas, she had to warn him first, giving him a chance to escape before being trapped in a dangerous web. After a long, tense pause, Carly chose restraint. They would stick to the plan, clinging to the hope that Jocelyn Jacks and Lucas could both be saved from harm. Across town, a lighter, more tender moment unfolded at Brown Dog Bar. Cody Bell had met Molly Lansing Davis, and the energy between them was warm, effortless, and unexpectedly romantic. Cody confessed that he had finally finished reading Molly's novel, and he loved it. Surprisingly, it was Christina Corinthos Davis who had encouraged him to see it through, revealing that Molly had held back publication to protect his feelings. Cody was stunned. How could the world miss such a story? He insisted Molly's book was too important to stay hidden. As their conversation deepened, Cody impressed Molly with insights into her novel's motifs, even confessing to participating in a ladies' book club where he had read Pride and Prejudice. Then, with a mischievous smile, he suggested her book as the club's next pick. The moment lingered like sunlight breaking through clouds, and as Cody rose to leave, Molly rewarded him with a soft, lingering kiss, a spark that promised more than just literary admiration. Back at Anna's apartment, the emotional intensity shifted. Giovanni Erigio Palmieri had been preparing to move to California to support Emma, but she had returned home instead, heeding Robin Scorpio Drake's urging. As Emma stepped inside, Gio held her close, a comforting anchor in the storm of fear and uncertainty. Emma spoke of the pain of being separated from Anna, of the helplessness that had gnawed at her since learning of her mother's fragile state. They shared a moment of quiet understanding before words melted into passion. Their love, fierce, tender, and unrelenting, found its expression in each other, a reminder that even amid chaos, connection could be a lifeline. At General Hospital, mysteries and questions bubbled to the surface. Dante Falconeri sought out Elizabeth Baldwin, pressing her on the timeline of Willow Kane's stay at her home. Elizabeth, cautious and protective, could only wonder if Dante's inquiry targeted Willow, Michael Corinthos, or both. Dante's need for answers was palpable, but Elizabeth's wisdom suggested that some truths might remain forever beyond reach. Still, their interaction was filled with warmth and teasing, an unspoken chemistry that hinted at deeper feelings slowly awakening between them. Meanwhile, Lucas Jones was trying to protect Ava from Sidwell's hidden dangers. Meeting her at the hospital, he warned her to stay away before it was too late. Ava, however, stood her ground. Sidwell's business had brought her wealth and independence, and she wasn't about to walk away blindly. Lucas, concerned and protective, offered little detail on the specific danger, but Ava, determined and self-reliant, refused to be swayed. Their tension simmered, a quiet storm of concern and defiance that left both wondering if the other would yield. At the Quartermain mansion, Harrison Chase faced his own crucible with Brooklyn Quartermain. The issue of adoption clashed with Chase's thirst for justice, and Brooklyn didn't hesitate to confront him. She challenged him to see beyond his vendetta against Michael Corinthos, to focus on what truly mattered, the family they could build together. Chase, initially defensive, gradually understood. In their honest, sometimes uncomfortable conversation, they reaffirmed their commitment to each other, to love, and to the dream of adopting a child, an unshakable promise forged through clarity, patience, and courage. Yet danger never slept. At the harbor master's cabin, Jason Morgan and Britt Westbourne navigated peril at every turn. Ross Cullum's threats loomed large, demanding results and promising death if they failed. Britt, forced to comply, had no choice but to stall the creation of a working prototype, relying on Lucas to steal the medication dose Jason needed. Jason's unease was evident, but necessity demanded trust. In hushed tones, they made plans, fear and determination weaving an unbreakable bond. As Jason wrapped Britt in a protective embrace, he promised he would never leave her again, grounding them both in the fragile safety of their alliance. Even moments of normalcy carried emotional weight. Back at Brown Dog Bar, Cody and Molly's connection offered a respite from the chaos. Their conversation, playful and profound, reminded viewers that love and joy can flourish even in the shadows. Their kiss lingered like a spark in the dark, a tender reminder that amid fear, uncertainty, and danger, the human heart still seeks connection. And yet, the danger was never far. Carly and Valentine's careful planning at Windermere remained precarious. Every glance, every move could unravel the delicate balance they had built. Lucas, Sidwell, and Marco lingered like storm clouds, each capable of toppling their fragile strategy. The tension was almost tangible, a constant reminder that in Port Charles, safety is always temporary, and the cost of mistakes can be devastating. By the day's end, Port Charles had become a city of contrasts, passion and peril, love and fear, hope and heartbreak. Emma and Gio's reunion burned with desire and devotion. Dante and Elizabeth's playful exchanges hinted at something tender and unexpected. Carly and Valentine held the line against danger with cautious determination. Lucas and Ava faced a clash of will and concern. Chase and Brooklyn embraced a vision of family and future. Jason and Britt maneuvered through life-threatening stakes with trust and ingenuity. And Cody and Molly reminded everyone that joy and connection are never lost, even in the darkest times. In this city, nothing is simple, nothing is safe, and nothing is ever truly over. Every secret carries weight, every choice has consequences, and every heartbeat matters. And as always at General Hospital, the next storm is already on the horizon, ready to test loyalty, love, and courage once again.